We're putting it in till we touch your brain. Yes, we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 2 of our riveting episode of That Checks Out. Once again, I am still Ted Wilson. Unfortunately, that is still Damon Paracchio. And in the studio, we have Brian. We call him Big Mac here at Audiohive Podcast Studio. Welcome to That Checks Out.
I do the killing.
All right. Going to use our butt.
All right, so we can't check out in our week because we haven't had a week.
Yeah, we haven't had a week.
For you guys, it's been a week. For us, it's been literally just long enough for Brian to get rid of some coffee and fill it back up.
By the way, you didn't use a shower, right? 'Cause we're not allowed to use a shower.
Correct.
Okay, just checking.
We don't have the button in it. Yeah, we don't have the button.
No, I would have been so irritated if you'd have come out like in a towel, like, hey, use a shower. I'd have been like, okay.
And only a towel.
I don't know if irritated would have been. What would you have been?
Yeah.
Mortified, I think.
Yeah. Here.
I was going to say erect, but whatever.
Hey, we just had an erection, remember?
No.
We don't know who won yet.
Yeah.
They're still tallying the votes.
Wow, I don't
So anyway.
timestamp that. You really need to timestamp that.
So that was for our overseas people.
Nope. Seriously.
The guy in India is going to love that one.
This is, once again, this is Ted Wilson. I do not.
You do not condoning
I
this?
do not condone anything that comes out of Damon's mouth.
I'm Ted Wilson, and I support this message. But hey, so we are in like a lot more states than we were before.
Yeah.
And we are in more countries. So people are they're really messing with our heads now, I think. It's just like, hey, I'm
Like Bahrain is one of the countries. I don't think they get it. I don't think we understand anything we're talking about.
First
if
off-
Brian doesn't get the references,
Yeah.
sure, Bahrain is not.
You know what's great, though?
I don't know. A lot of countries are like 20 years behind.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
We should start doing like Police Academy references because that's like the #1 movie probably in Bahrain right now.
Proctor! Where is Proctor?
So,
I think that woke him up next door.
oh man, there's still either a murdering or something going on.
Yeah.
So
Something's
hey,
getting.
so we in the first episode of this 2-part saga that we're doing again, which I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it or not.
Oh, here we
but-
go. Bahrain, Slovakia, India, Hungary, United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Canada. Drop down Canada. Are we in more than one province? At the bottom. There's a plus at the bottom.
There's a plus sign.
You're almost there. You're almost there. You almost got it. There you got it. Up, just Quebec.
Just Quebec. Okay.
Just Quebec.
100% of the people listening in Canada.
Oh,
are-
bonjour Quebec.
But
Comment ça va
Bahrain is
aujourd'hui?
second.
Yeah.
They're all.
So that means there's more than one
There's
person?
more than one listener.
Where's Bahrain
Because
at?
everyone else has one listener.
Germany. I literally
You're going to want to
have
go to
no
the east
idea.
part. Yeah, go over.
Hungary,
No, more to your right.
Slovakia.
More to your right.
I know which way east is.
This is riveting.
It's only the
riveting.
blue ones.
This is riveting. So we're giving Mac a geography lesson.
Trying to talk to Quebec while you're doing it. Bonjour. Comment ça va aujourd'hui?
So
Très bien.
oui oui.
Bon.
Yes, tiny oui oui.
Un petit oui oui.
Yes,
Un
yes,
petit.
yes. Not impressive. Oui oui. Oh, okay.
Oh, oui. D'accord. Okay. Anyway,
Hey, that almost goes into one of my things.
people that speak terrible French, that's on your dead to do list.
Yeah, new to the dead to me list. People who look at maps during a podcast.
While running a podcast.
So no, because what we did, we talked about our week. We talked about other stuff. We basically went off on every tangent known under the sun.
Right.
Wendy's lemonade's still dead to me. So, but it is what it is. So
I can tell by the sweat line, you've barely cracked that one.
yeah, I really haven't. We're
And
still
usually you kill a whole Yeti.
yeah, we're still way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like right now I'm thirsty, but I'm powering through.
Are we still talking about Mac coming out of the shower? Yeah. Right now I'm thirsty. Hey, the good news, Mac, is you won't have to go to the bathroom before he leaves.
Yeah,
Because he didn't drink anything.
solid.
You got any cheese puffs?
There's water in the fridge.
Yeah, got any cheese puffs? I'm gonna fill them bad boys up.
Caffeine-free Diet Cokes.
We're almost a year
Feeling
anniversary
dangerous.
on that.
Yeah,
What's,
you should have had that with your sandwich. Then you could have really had a potluck
what's
of
the
what made
vintage
me
on that?
sick.
If you would have bought Tab, you'd have some money in there now.
Right?
So some of the things on the list that we did not, that I didn't
That
even
I
get
haven't
to.
seen, so
right?
yeah,
no,
go ahead.
No. So I have a question, and again, it's different for you, and I'm not picking on you, but I need to know at what age, or am I too old? When should I want to start wearing hats? What do you think? You wear hats for obvious reasons.
Like
sometimes.
what kind of hats?
I don't know. I don't
Like
know
I
if I
can't
need
ever
like a.
pull off like, the 1940s, 30s style, like the actual like gentleman's hats, the fedoras.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, yeah.
Because now if you,
Is it because of your body style, or is it because of your?
And most people aren't wearing real fedoras. They're wearing like the trilbies. They're wearing
yeah.
like the smaller fedoras. But yeah, I can't pull that off.
Okay. So
I mean,
what
I do, 'cause it
I
looks
mean, I know
ugly.
you do a lot of baseball hats, but will you do a couple of what are like golfer hats? Like,
Well, I do like the newsboy hats, the driver hats, the
yeah. But it's easier for you. When I say it's easier for you, you're like when I put something like that on, I have hair coming out.
Yeah,
different. I mean, it's different.
Well, you say that, but that's why I shave my beard. This because I hate wearing a mask when my beard's long. And this is not to disparage the Kazoo whisker crew,
right.
but when I feel like when I put a mask on and it cuts it, and then I have like part of a mask coming out of the top of it, and part of the and part of the beard coming around it, that just because my hair is, and I hate this, is actually naturally curly. So if my beard gets so long, it starts to curl. Most of it goes into my mouth.
You would have a killer mustache. You should do one of those handlebars. Handlebar mustache?
Actually,
Maybe?
I did that once, but it wasn't that. I didn't grow it out.
Like with the wax and everything?
Not that far, but I did grow it where it was literally like.
You were like, excellent. And you could actually turn it? Okay.
Excrement.
So,
but yeah, no, I don't have hat head. You're right. So that doesn't bother me.
Right. So that's why, like if I put a hat on, it's a commitment to the day. It's a commitment until I get a shower again or this or that. That's how it is. So I'll wear them if I'm doing cardio or if I go to the gym. You throw one on, which nobody goes to the gym now. So this one is. Right. So I don't feel bad. I have the same workout regimen as everybody else does right now.
Nothing.
We're all not going to the gym. Yeah. So, and you know what's great is come January 1st, if it's still like this, they won't have that New Year rush with people going in thinking they're going to lose weight. So it'll be good.
That's true.
But I'm just wondering, so I guess then to circle back, people that do wear hats or have worn them their whole life, what age are you too old to put a hat on backwards?
I don't think you should ever wear a hat backwards, unless you're a catcher.
Really?
I don't. Well,
Back? Any input on this? Because you're younger than us. You got buddies that wear hats backwards?
I think that's past. Like I don't think people do that anymore.
See, I see it.
Oh.
I'll walk in Home Depot and I see it.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna talk about in a second. But
Yeah.
after we get Mac's opinion on that.
Yeah.
I know somebody who wears backwards hat. You used to work with him. That guy.
Oh,
That we know.
yeah, you're right.
Is that exactly who the
But-
kind
but-
of person that you imagine?
Well,
wearing a
that just
backwards
doubles
hat?
down on you shouldn't wear a backwards hat.
So
that doesn't
that's a persona thing then. Like,
Yeah.
So does it give that D-bag reference if you see the hat on backwards?
kind of or sideways.
I think so, right? I
What I
don't
don't
know.
get, and this is not a judgment on the people who do it. I just don't understand it. Is how the flat bill has become such a thing.
Oh,
Like people
yeah.
don't bend the bills anymore. Like I don't
Right.
get that.
Right. My son, that's how my son wears it. He gets one and he's like, I go, well,
Yes,
you
I've
want to
seen
form
pictures,
the,
and I'm like-
you want to form the bill? And he's like, no. I'm like, why? And again, I just get used to seeing them that way, so I don't have a problem with it.
But they're so flat. Like I don't get it.
Right. And they wear them up. They
yeah.
wear them tilted up, so like you can see the
And I
underneath.
know how much of an old man I sound like right now, but
Yelling at the clouds?
yelling at the clouds. I'm shaking my fist at that damn cloud. But yeah, turn around real quick. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like that Spider-Man one there. Like that
Right.
flat. Like I just don't get it.
No.
It looks wrong.
It's a style.
Because
though.
look at the one right next to it. Nice little curve to it.
Yeah. That's
Gross.
how I wear it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's how I wear it.
But I don't I don't be like. I'm not saying like they can't wear it like that or like that's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just saying like for me, I just don't understand that.
But a lot of those hats like that, they put some kind of artwork under the bill because they wear
Yeah, they
them.
wear it flipped
They
up.
wear them flipped.
Oh, Mac has now looked up visors. You don't get to wear a visor backwards. If you wear a visor backwards, get out. Because the whole point of a visor is to keep sun out of your eyes. There's no hat part of it.
Yeah. 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 I don't know anybody.
I've seen people that have worn them upside down and backwards.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Right there. There it is.
Yeah.
Upside down and
Oh.
backwards.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you know
it's
what though?
awful.
But the thing is when I see that picture, that's exactly the type of guy that should
Yeah.
wear that hat like
Well,
that.
it looks like they're trying to scoop chips out of out of a barrel.
Right.
Yeah, I like that guy.
One of them's
guy
Barack.
actually- yeah.
One of them was president wearing his hat backwards there, and one of them's Eminem wearing a visor backwards.
Fresh Prince can do it.
Fresh Prince can do it. He's all right.
Well, that's a totally different look, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Now,
You're
are you
allowed to
asking
wear your
because
hat.
you want to wear hats, or you think there's a point where you become an old man and you just get to wear a hat?
Here's the thing. So I seldom wear them, but when I do, my kids immediately are like, look, somebody's wearing a hat. Oh, and it's like, is there like a cutoff that I missed?
This has nothing to do with your overall physique, but I feel like you have a big head.
Oh, I do.
I think you have a giant melon, regardless of what the rest of your size is.
That's the problem too. Is like when I find a hat that fits me, which I do have some, and I like them, and they have the longer bills on them. They're a little bit wider, but they're the longer bills. If I wear one that's normal, like the Chris Cagle hat that you had, that I got autographed, you had autographed for me.
Yeah.
That hat, first off, it's autographed, so I probably wouldn't wear it anyway.
Right.
But it does not have a longer bill. It's made for a regular size person. I'm not that. I realize that.
Well,
But
again, I
that's
don't think that has anything to do. Like, you could lose 200 pounds, and I think
Oh, I
you'd still
look like
have
a
giant
bobble. I look
melon.
like a bobblehead.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. I just like
No.
I can look at the crown of your head and be like, that's not weight. That's just he has a big head.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank
Small
you.
shaft.
Thank you. Wee.
I think Brian was waiting for that the whole time. Just say it, Ted. We're all thinking it. My God.
How the hell does your neck hold that thing up? Oh my God. So I didn't miss a cutoff then or something. Because
No, I think you can wear a hat whenever. If you've never worn one, I think it's weird.
It is weird. And you know what? The last time I really wore hats, I didn't have glasses. It was years ago.
Yeah.
So to me too, it's a different look. Now you wear a hat with sunglasses, I get it. People that wear a hat backwards and then say, I should have brought my sunglasses. I go, you have the fix on your head.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Because they hold their hand up like a bill.
Yeah, and they're holding it like, it's so bright out here.
Now you look like Sherlock Holmes because you got a bill going back and a bill going front.
Right.
Like, way to go, Sherlock.
But no, so there's not a set thing where it's like, okay, you shouldn't be doing this,
No.
or you're a biscuit over 300, you shouldn't have a hat on. No, you should have something that proportionally fits your head. I get it.
But
So-
you know why I started buying those other hats that weren't baseball caps?
No.
Our listener, Doug, out in Moline,
Okay.
I would go visit because I have to go out there for work. So I'd go visit his location, and his team members started calling me Teddy Ballcap because they would always see me with a ball cap on. So
So you decided to go Payne Stewart on him without the pants?
I
Gotcha.
decided
Okay.
to start wearing like different hats.
Yeah.
Because I get it. I mean, there is a point where like, all right, you're an adult, you can't be wearing a baseball because in the winter I wear a hat because my head gets cold.
Right.
But sometimes it's not cold enough where I need the wool hat.
Yeah.
So that was like
What do you think of the I can't think of the name of them now. They're almost like the bucket style hat. You know, where it's all the way around.
Oh,
it's like a cargo material, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Like
what
they
you're
look like
talking
cargo shorts for your head.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think about that style?
Like a safari cap?
Yeah, like a safari hat, but I mean, because it's, but not like the Crocodile Dundee, you know, not
Are
like
you talking like the fabric one, like literally just?
yeah. It's almost like a bucket, like an upside down bucket on your head. See, because that's honestly like I've had one of those. I've tried them on.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind that because it fits my head right.
Yeah,
It
no,
keeps
I've got
the
a couple
sun
of
off
those.
you,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah,
I don't know if I can pull it off in day to day. I wear it to the beach a lot.
Right.
But I don't know if I can pull it
If
off
you're
in
working
every day.
outside or
Yeah.
doing something, yeah. I mean,
to be fair, when I went down to Florida one year,
well, you got to wear it for the dome,
Well,
right? You don't want to get sun.
I bought a Panama Jack hat, and then so it has a big wide brim. Like
I know that picture. I
Yeah,
took that picture
right.
from Facebook and did some
Right.
stuff to it. I know
Correct.
that picture.
and I wear that when I'm out mowing the lawn and stuff because
Yeah.
it's super breathable.
Right.
It keeps me from getting a sunburn on my head.
Right.
I know I look like an absolute ass in it.
It doesn't matter though.
Right, but I'm in my yard anyway in my
Right.
mowing clothes. It's not
Right.
like people are like, "Woo, look at that guy."
Wait a minute. You got mowing clothes money?
Oh, I got mowing clothes. Yeah. It's called I spilled paint on these and now they're mowing clothes.
Is it a matching tracksuit? I really
I
despise
got mowing
you.
clothes and Delta faucets. That was a plumber's pun for you.
Hey, that was a very nice pun.
Yeah.
For those in the plumbing community.
Yeah, that was for you.
So, all right. So we'll get off the hats then. I'm going to attempt
Wear a
this.
hat, yeah.
I'm going to attempt this.
Do whatever you want.
Then also, I want to find my new personal smell. Okay.
You want to get some smellers?
Cologne. Yeah.
right.
Because I'm hand to God, the last cologne that I bought and or had bought for me was Drakkar.
Whoa, yeah, you need your own.
Now my wife goes, I love that smell. Cool.
Is it like grandma hand to you though?
It is. It is because first off,
First off, no one listened to that episode. So let's explain grandma.
but I had it when I was way younger.
Yeah.
You know, and I like this. I like the smell. And you know, some people, because you have a natural,
Smell is linked to memory.
yes, but it's also you have a natural aroma about you anyway. So like some people, if you put a cologne and I put a cologne on, it'll smell different.
Right.
So you have to find something that also, and it has to fit you. Like, you know, like all these people, first off, I know kids, maybe some that live in my house. And when I say kids, anybody 22 and younger, that put the Tag body spray or this or that when they leave the house.
Oh, they don't have Axe money? They're using Tag?
Well, Axe, whatever it is, but they all, yeah. We don't have Axe money.
We don't have Axe body spray
Yeah,
money, Ted.
yeah.
Come on.
So, but they put it on, and the room smells that way. The hallway, they walk. If you're walking behind them, you're like, oh my god, you want to choke.
Yeah.
And because it's so overcoming,
Choke them.
right? that's made, I think, for like when you're leaving the gym and you might need to stop at the grocery store on the way home and you just don't want to smell like
that's also
gym.
made, you do it like a number 7. You go across your shoulders and down your chest, like shh, shh. They're like shh.
Yeah. Oh, they're using it as hairspray.
Yeah.
They're using
brushing his teeth.
Yeah, it's like, that's going to stain your shirt. You sprayed it in one spot too long,
Putting it in between their toes.
Yeah. So, but I don't want that aroma, but I want something that again, you're right, because it does it's a memory thing. So I want something that,
the last stuff I bought when I was the stuff I wore in high school was Liz Claiborne for men. Sport, I think. No, not sport. I don't know.
Oh.
You can still buy it. You have to buy it at the specialty market.
yeah.
But Tina doesn't like any of it. She hates all of it. She thinks all of it smells like bug spray.
Really?
It doesn't matter what scent it is.
See, now I have a buddy, JP, who I haven't seen in years. He was in my wedding, but I haven't seen him in years. And
That's a smart guy.
Yeah, very smart guy.
We should run business ideas by that guy.
Yeah, very smart guy. And I'm out. But
I was in your wedding and now I'm out.
But the first time my wife met him, I was laughing because he come in and he's like, I got to hug your wife. Well, of course you do, because she's blonde and built in the right spots. So I get it. So he hugs her. She tells me we're going home. She goes, your buddy JP, he smells so good. And I looked at her and I go, what? Now that stuck with her because it was at the beginning of a party at my buddy Rich's house and this and that. And I don't take nothing, I didn't take it personal. I'm like, wow. So she goes, you should get that cologne. First off, no, because I'm not going to duplicate somebody else. You know what I mean? I understand.
Well, because now she's going to be thinking of JP while she's.
Gotcha. See? You see where I'm going there? So anyway, JP, if you're listening, that's not what she would do. So just forget it, loser. But anyway, so don't laugh, Mac. You don't know him. So anyway, it was one of the things where I put in my head where I'm like, I'd like to do it. I've never committed to this. We're talking, man, this is like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've never committed to this,
It's weird to say that because there will be people at work. Because, you don't try to be getting people's space at work, Even now, clearly you don't. But even before that, you just personal space. You just respect it. Yeah. But there'll be times you'll be working and someone will walk by you or someone will you'll just be in a smaller room together. And I've had people go like, oh, that smells really good. You smell really good. And they say it in a way like, ordinarily you smell like poop.
Right.
That's how it comes across. Like, oh, you really smell good today. You didn't have to say today.
Yeah. What was it today?
What's this today?
You emphasized today.
Empire. But, yeah, no, I get it. And I have to be like, and I go like, well, this is all I have on, this, like my deodorant, this and this. And then like, oh, it must be that. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then it's just weird that you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
do you get it because you work with the public and Mac works in that scenario too, where you'll get a lot of people.
His customers all probably smell like weed and patchouli.
There's a strange array of scents that comes from my store. And patchouli is by far my least favorite of all.
I was going to say it's got to be in there.
Oh,
it's got to be in the range
so much. There's no such thing as a small amount of patchouli.
Yeah, no.
If you wear patchouli,
it's like deer urine. When you put it on, it's there.
They're just like.
Should have listened to part 1 to get that one.
Yeah, go back. Well, we really set him off. He's like,
yeah. No, but I get that where you'll have people pass you. So you'll have a lady pass you like, wow, she smells good, right? And then you'll have another lady pass you and she'll smell like my grandma.
Grandma hand?
Yeah, and it's just very weird because I'm like, no, but like that, that mix of like the right mix of hairspray and maybe old lady perfume.
I associate that with like church.
Right. No, you're right.
It smells like church because
But what's weird is your watch talking?
No.
Okay. But what's weird is when you do that and you see like the scent doesn't match what they're presenting.
Oh, you see like a younger person with the old lady church smell?
Correct.
I got it.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. So it's just kind of like Aquanet and church, together. It's weird.
I'll tell you what I've noticed because I don't have hair.
Yeah.
I think that whatever I have, it wears off by like lunch.
Okay.
But if you have like a lot of hair and you use a lot of product that has a distinctive, like you have a shampoo or a conditioner that has a distinctive.
Or even hairspray.
Right. And you have a lot of hair. Yeah. Like that sticks around because it just gets stuck in there. And then you walk by and it's still like 6 p.m. and you're like, man, did you just take a shower? No, I took one this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm using the wrong shampoo.
Yeah. Well, you don't, you have hair, but you don't have like.
Oh, I understand.
I'm talking like.
Long flowing hair. Yeah. Right. Like
my
mullet
wife. My wife has lost enough hair in the shower.
Yeah.
Where I could make a toupee for all 3 of us. And you'd still be like, you have a lot of hair.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I understand it does. It smells fresh, like fresh sheets. You're like, did you just come out of the dryer? No, I washed them 3 days ago. They've been in the closet. Right.
Yeah. Remember, you've been sleeping downstairs.
So I think I need to do that then. I need to find but I mean, how would you even go? Is this something like you go to?
I think you need, and again, it's not for you, right? You need to find something that Nicole's going to like.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Well, you're getting something that she doesn't hate.
but you're going to become nose blind to it eventually, right?
Right,
I mean,
you
if
don't, you don't want some. I mean, are you going to wear this every day? Is it going to be your daily thing or
I don't know.
special occasion?
I don't know. No,
This
I
feels
don't.
weird. I don't know why we're going on this.
No, but
road.
I don't have special occasions in my life. Every day is a special occasion, Ted. Because I'm
Hey,
here.
if every day is special, no day is special.
You're so negative. I love it. Hey, that's that tunnel we were talking about last week, right? Or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, the tunnel.
Oh, that's right.
Don't take the high road. Don't take the high road. Take the tunnel. But so
a tunnel?
any suggestions from anybody like that's not Drakkar on what I would try?
Do you have a?
I bought
Patchouli?
cologne. No.
Yeah, use
Yes,
patchouli.
I recommend that you never ever use patchouli.
Guess what I'm wearing next? Not next week. Next week when we record, right?
You will be recording outside. I'll run a mic cable out there.
You're just screaming through the
headphone extension.
through the air conditioning hole.
Where are you streaming from? The airport? No, I'm right in the middle of the road. Yellow lines.
The cars are swerving around me to avoid the patchouli smell.
Good thing I'm wearing my orange sweatshirt from 8th grade that I still have.
I have a bottle of cologne that I got in Germany. In Cologne, Germany, actually, that I've
Really?
been stretching out because it's the only cologne I've ever gotten. And I'm like, yeah, I like the way this smells, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it again.
You know what? Now that you mention it, when we go to Disney, we go to Epcot, we go through the countries there. Germany has like a fragrance thing. So does France. And France, the stuff that's French, I don't care for as much. It seems to be more potent. I mean, like very more potent. You know, it's very.
You don't want the French eau de toilette.
Yeah, I really don't. Well, I'm thinking maybe the French people, maybe they're not into what we do, so maybe they're trying to cover more sense than what we're trying to cover. I'm not sure.
Timestamp. A lot of timestamps in this one. Oh my God.
A 13-minute episode by the time we take everything out.
Seriously.
But no, I don't like the French. But the stuff from Germany smells awesome. Smells awesome.
Oh, so through the miracle of the internet, I just found it and realized I way overpaid.
Hey, I'm
Get
glad
this stuff for real cheap.
glad you're able to Google yourself discounts on cologne during our episode.
There you go.
This
That
is
one
what you
right
wear?
there.
What's it called? Tarak?
Tabak.
Yeah.
Tabak man. Wait,
They fooled me. I don't know
Tabak
why I
man.
didn't look this up while I was in the gift shop.
The second one is Tabak man for men. That's the one you need
Tabak man for women.
for women.
When you want your woman to smell manly. It's tabak.
La la.
Wow. So, all right. So,
So you want us to bring in like a sample of smellers for you?
yes. Dude, I can't believe I said that to you, but I did. Smellers.
What do you got,
some
smellers
on? What do you got going on over there? Some smellers?
Yeah.
All right. Well, just so you know, you're about to be dead to me.
I was waiting for it.
You're about to be
I think
dead.
I made it all through last week,
So,
which was only 30 minutes ago.
feels like forever.
Feels like the first time.
So, all right. So, how about if we get into some weird news stories then?
Let's do it.
All right. So, we'll do some weird news stories. Hey, this week I did them the right way.
You researched before?
I researched ahead of time and have all the, I don't know, pertinent
I was
notes,
gonna
if you
say
will.
pertinent. Yeah, there you go.
So, all right. First headline. You ready? Snake bites penis in nightmare scenario come true.
Timestamp.
I'm out. This is not a business proposal. So, a teenager in Thailand was sitting on his home toilet when a python latched onto his penis. He physically survived the ordeal, but will probably be scared of toilets the rest of his life. Okay. So, get this. He's sitting there and it happens. Comes up like from the drain. Boom. That is probably a worse nightmare. I've never thought of it as being a nightmare, but it just made the nightmare list. So, but the bitten teenager tied the snake's head to the bathroom doorknob so it couldn't escape, and then had to remove and smash the toilet to free the creature. That's amazing.
After he's been bitten.
Yeah. Yeah, like he didn't want it
On his
to
dingle-dangle.
plunge back into his toilet.
Right.
First off, how do I know there's not 6 more behind it?
Right.
Okay, like it's a magician pulling
Right.
stuff out. You know,
Yeah.
You got all the tied handkerchiefs and stuff. So
I mean,
anyway,
'cause for me, it'd be like, are snakes flammable? Because we're going to find out.
To me, it looks like a 3-foot long wick, and I'm about to light this thing on fire. No, but so again, it's never been a fear of mine. I never liked spiders. When I would sit down, we had growing up, I'd go with the family. We had my dad had the shop up in Joliet, right? Crest Hill.
I was like right around from here.
Yeah, not far from here.
Yeah.
And you'd go in the bathroom, and it was in the back corner of the building. Well, there's all kinds of things that live in a shop.
Like geese?
Yeah. Geese.
Did you not notice the rock?
There was a rock. My dad perfected this trick years before me. No, so I went and went and sat down. Well, I feel something crawling on me. And it was a spider. Now, it was just like a daddy long legs, but it's just enough to give you the willies, the chills. And you're like, oh. So that was always a thing of mine where I was like, oh, this is no good. By the way, I
feel like that would wake you up. But that's
no, I'm just making sure, because if you're Googling stuff, the bottom part of this says, seriously, it says, again, don't look at the pictures in the link if you're squeamish. I did not look at the pictures.
I'm not afraid of spiders, but I don't like that feeling of something crawling on you. We're not expecting it.
Correct.
Like it could just be a fly or a gnat or something.
It
and it's
could
just
be
like,
a hair.
whoa, what's that?
Yeah. Well, no. And again, not picking, but when I brush my hair, my wife already used the brush. Okay. Excuse me. So I brush the hair, and then I have that long hair that's wrapped around your ears somehow, and then the wind catches it just right and it touches your neck a couple times. You're like, what the heck? What the heck? You know what I mean? And it's a hair.
That's nasty. Well, that happened to me in the shower this morning. I was washing washing my head because I don't have hair.
Right.
But it felt like this long hair, and I looked down. I must have picked it up from like the shower caddy.
Right.
So I take it off and throw it down, and I go start washing again, and suddenly it's like I thought I dropped it, but it actually just moved to the other hand. Yeah. So I moved it again, and it stuck to the other. I was like, oh, this hair is driving me nuts. I don't have any hair. I should not be getting hair. But yeah,
But when it's dry and just blowing in the wind, and you feel it in your neck, you're like, what's crawling on me?
You can't find it.
What's crawling on me? And then you don't, and then you're like, oh, I feel it again.
Yeah.
It gives you that phantom. So, like I said, I've never worried about snakes in a toilet. But of course, I don't live in Taiwan, so maybe that's not a fear of mine. Don't know how their plumbing system is, Yeah. But I always, I won't say feared, but I always I'm very conscious when I sit down somewhere. Well, I'd go back to the shop when I was even younger, or a setting like that. I look around very much, even for mice, anything, because it's like I don't want something like that on me. It will mess with my brain.
You're in a compromised position.
Correct.
Like you don't want to have to fight something off while your pants are on your ankles.
Right.
Yeah. I'm serious. It's like, if you're in a porta-john or something and something happens, you're kind of in a predicament.
Speaking of senior prom, Ted.
Yeah. It was homecoming.
Yeah. So, but no, and to think that the thing would lunge out of the water and that's what it.
Well, I mean, presumably, I wasn't there. I've never seen the gentleman, but presumably that was moving around like when you're putting a worm on a hook. The snake thought it was something that was like, oh, look, there's an animal. Let's get it.
Hey, timestamp this.
Yeah. Timestamp this whole episode.
So Mac?
That one was in my bathroom. It was right next to my head.
That spider was in your bathroom?
Yeah.
For those who can't see it, it's like the size of the body of the spider is the size of a thumb, and then the legs are even longer.
Is that like a wolf spider, or what is that? Yeah. Those are weird. I'm not scared of spiders.
Those in Champagne a lot.
Yeah. And I'm not scared of spiders, but I'm scared of the setting where it's like I can't. No, I'm trying to, and because again, those things are so damn fast. You knock it off, it's just going to be right back on you.
Right. I'm not afraid of spiders, but I don't like you're walking and it's dark and you didn't realize that there was a web there.
Oh.
And suddenly you're eating the web.
I went and looked at a house last night with a buddy of mine.
I look at a house when I'm driving. I just look, there's a house.
He's thinking about buying it, so we're in there, and I find another. We're down in the basement.
Did you upper deck it?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to go check the bathroom again.
I find a piece of drywall sitting over an opening in the basement. So we move it, and I look and I go, there's a whole crawl space underneath here, which was weird. We didn't even know it was there. Well, it's all like perma-sealed, and it's all wrapped and encapsulated, so it's cool. But there's cobwebs everywhere, and they're like, oh, I wonder. I'm like, I'm not going in there. I'm like, I don't. Listen, if I'm down there working, doing something, cool. But to just investigate, no way.
So you've worked in a lot of houses, and you look at houses occasionally.
Yeah.
Older houses, they always have some room in the basement where that's been the workshop, or that's been where the water heater was removed, where it looks worse than the rest of the house. Well, when we were looking for houses up here, every time we'd run across one of those, it'd be like, oh, is this where the murders happened? And then the realtor would look at me, I'm like, No, seriously, is this good for bodies? Like, what are we doing? And Tina would get so pissed. And we'd go like, on this one, I really like this one. Don't ask if murder's happened here. And then we get in the basement and I'd be like, she's like, don't. I'm like, this is a really good murder room.
Okay, so hand of God.
Like this closet that Brian has.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking. That's the kind of room I'm talking about.
Right. So I witnessed one of those in a house that you're very familiar with, and I went and looked at.
You witnessed a murder?
No, but I witnessed a room that very well could have been for the disemboweling of corpses.
In a house I'm familiar with?
House you're very familiar with. I looked at a house that somebody that we knew was in their family for many, many years, and I went and saw it.
Oh.
In a town we grew up in.
All right.
And so anyway, I went down in the basement, and the basement, like the ceiling height was like, I barely cleared the ceiling height anyway from the rafters.
Well, you got that
Just
big
walking-
melon. So
Yeah. Banging off everything with the bobblehead. It was weird. She's like, what's that noise? Is there something stuck in the pipes? No, just my head walking past the ductwork. So, but I get down to the end. Well, he's got a little workshop. Must have been his dad must have had a workshop or something down in there in the end. And it's like this weird, like it's got this weird big door that swings closed to it. I'm like, is this so you can't hear people screaming? Is this, it was very...
I've been in that room, Brian.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's very creepy. So the realtor, a friend of mine, she didn't come downstairs, and I said, "Stay upstairs." She's like, "What?" I said, "Just stay upstairs.
Stay upstairs, pooping.
You're not gonna want to get this one out of your brain, because she's seen some houses, of course.
Yeah.
You go in there and you see stuff. It's like, ooh, But and again, I know nothing like that happened there because I know the family. I know,
Well,
but when you see that, at least not that we know of.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But
Call me.
But no, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just a weird,
Well,
it's a weird feeling to walk
I think
in.
that particular, those houses are right around there where the basement was dug out of the rock. It wasn't like built.
Yeah.
So yeah, those even look scarier because it's like natural walls and stuff.
So years ago, I was doing Nicole, the company she worked for. I was doing Nicole, the company she worked for.
Phrasing.
I see your look. Both you guys.
Are we still doing phrasing?
Okay, both you guys are dead to me. Both you guys are dead to me now.
made the list.
You made the list collectively.
Looks like we made it.
Yeah, right now. So anyway, I'm doing some plumbing repairs for him. Well, the building they're in used to be a funeral home. So I wasn't familiar with that. I mean, I guess once you go out and look at the outside, you're like, oh yeah, definitely a funeral home. See it.
Wait, is this a body furnace? Yeah. Like I didn't. What are you guys doing?
So where the incinerator and stuff was downstairs, there's these heavy pads that they used to sit on. And then like where I was at, because I was like, man, this floor pitches one way. It was all like where they would do the embalming or whatever, because they're cleaning they're emptying the body fluids and putting in their fluid to make it, where you can last a week or whatever, where the body will look, normal. So anyway, I'm down there fixing the plumbing, and it just was this creepy, cold feeling. And I'm not thinking nothing of it other than, man, it feels weird down here.
Got a draft down here.
And you feel like and I won't even go as far as to be like, I didn't feel like I was alone,
Right.
But I was like, man, I feel like it was, I can't even describe the feeling. It was just a weird feeling. So I come upstairs and I'm like, man, it's really like weird and cold down there. And Nicole's like, well, this used to be a funeral home. And I go, what? She goes, yeah, well, that's where they did all. I said, are you kidding me right now? She's like, no.
You're dead to me.
Why don't you lead in with that stuff? So at least so I know.
Talk about bury the lead. Sure.
Well, first off, too, I would have maybe had a light on or two.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of just right where it was very eerie feeling. So like when I watch those haunted shows, and I don't do it very often, but you'll see a clip and you'll see somebody do something, and you're like, oh, this is where so and so, and they're like, do you hear that? Well, first off, you're gonna hear lots of. I hear lots of stuff in my house,
right.
And it's not haunted. So I just I watch that stuff and I'm like, I was right there. I know that cold feeling. It was very cold.
Well, that explains why there was coughing when I beefed down there. I thought I was by myself.
Yes, yeah.
That happened to me though. I was a student janitor at the U of I, and the first week they would take you around and be like, this is kind of the rooms you'd be doing, this kind of stuff. There's two creepy stories. One, the same thing happened to you. We walk in this room and the floor is slanted.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out, like, why are we in a slanted floor? All the lights are off. They turn the lights
Fluids?
on. Yeah, it's where they do the experiments on the bodies.
Oh no.
For science. And the one guy was like, yeah, this guy gets off on it. He likes to take the new guys through this without telling them what room we're going to be in. I hate when he does it, but he's in charge tonight. I'm like, I don't think it's against the rules to tell him not to do that. Like, you know what I mean? But literally, we're sitting there and like there's these cadavers just like lined up and we're in this room. And I was like, oh, and he's like, well, you guys need to know that you might be in this room. I'm like, yeah, but usually we'd be told before we went in, not after we're standing in it.
Yeah.
And the second one was they gave me keys to the psych building because I was going to be cleaning.
Psych.
I was going to be cleaning the first floor where they have the auditoriums and stuff, where they do like the big lectures.
Yeah.
And there were these doors, and I always wondered what they were in. So I have the keys now. So I go in, and the screens for the overhead projectors were slanted down. Those weren't overhead projector screens. Those were one-way mirrors, so that people could sit in the upper psych classes and observe the lectures of the people in the lower psych classes. So they could, observe without us knowing that we were being observed.
Shut up.
No, and I was like, oh, this is creepy. Because I'd had a class the year before.
So you're being viewed. You have no idea.
Viewed, you have no idea. It literally just looks like screens, like monitor. Like back then, it probably wasn't monitors. It probably literally was overhead projectors. But yeah, it was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool, U of I. I didn't need to know that. That's pretty awesome. Because there were doors. So there was a door where we could get in from our room, but then there were also 2 doors from the other side, so people could come in and out of that observation without anyone knowing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you just had classes in there.
Yeah, had classes in there.
Wow. You were a specimen.
I was in the deep state. That's where I was.
Wow. Hey, all this from a snake on a penis. Weird, huh?
Timestamp.
Hey, this episode's going to be called Timestamp.
Yeah.
Or, hey, what about snake bites penis? Huh?
No, I think this episode's going to be like...
Once bitten, twice shy.
I just remembered. So I was having a studio visit, somebody coming here to see it, and I was showing them an example of the hosting. And I was like, oh, I'll show them That Checks Out because they have lots of episodes up. And then I realized
the concentration camp was up there.
Yeah, it was just all kinds of awkward.
Yeah, when I saw that was the title
that poop sacks, and I was like, yeah, these people are coming back.
That's great. Yeah, when I saw that was the title that we picked out, I was like, great.
Hey, by the way, you said several episodes. This is episode 25 was the one we did last week. Episode 25. This is 26.
This is 26?
This is 26. Yeah, this is 26.
This is like 25 part 2.
It really is.
We already have
one part 2 that has 0 listeners. So
yeah.
Really? I'm just saying part 2, episode 2. Go back and listen to it, folks. It's still there.
Episode 2 that we ever did was like the worst received episode we've ever done.
Because no one wanted to dance down to episode 2.
Oh, it was crazy. So we won't call this one 2.
Oh, so much pain.
Yeah, you got to turn that back up.
Why does it keep going down?
I don't know why.
That will remain a mystery.
It's weird.
I wonder if it's a question.
Why does it keep going up? That will remain a mystery.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I use the board to my advantage.
So, how about if we go another story?
Oh, wow.
This one has nothing to do with snakes biting anything. Tortoise escapes from a home, makes it 1/8 of a mile in 74 days. Okay, first off.
Wait, is that you?
Wow, they really didn't want to find that tortoise.
That's the first thing I thought of is like, here's the deal. That's how much I would put into looking for my dog if it ran away. They'd be like, it's been at the neighbor's house. I never checked there.
Dude, it's in the street. You can see it.
I never checked there.
It's literally just
in the backyard.
It's in the cul-de-sac.
All you have to do is open another door and let her in. I never thought to do that. I was wondering where all that scratching was.
You say that because I let the dog out yesterday.
Who let the dog out?
Who let the dog? I let the dog out the front. And the back we have a fence, but there's dogs behind and they get into fights sometimes. So we also have a chain for the front, so we can just go do a quick duty and come back in.
Right.
So I let him out and I start unloading the dishwasher and I load the dishwasher and I start doing something else. I'm like, wow, he hasn't barked or like whined because he can push the door back and it'll stand like right in the front there and just like, wow, he's really enjoying the outside. And then I realized that I told you we redid the landscaping.
Yeah.
Well, now he gets caught on one of the bushes. So I go out there and he's just sitting there like half on the step, half off the step, like, like, oh, you probably wanted to come in about 20 minutes ago, huh, buddy? Let's bring. But that's how much I went looking for the dog. I was just like, wow, this is really refreshing that I can do all this work and he's not begging for a treat.
It's amazing. So you got to get.
All right. So the turtle made it 1/8 of a mile.
So now Solomon, that's his name, he's back home with his family after he spent 2.5 months exploring the Tennessee countryside. But what's funny is they spent 2.5 months looking for this thing, and the big takeaway is
they started like a half of a mile out.
Yeah.
Well, you clearly made it past this. Let's not even look around the house.
Worst cops ever. Yeah. Okay, how far we could have made it? All right, we're gonna go a mile from here.
Yeah.
Okay. He's been gone 14 minutes. He's a tortoise.
I want you to shut down every outhouse, hen house, Waffle House. Starting at a mile out.
It's like your mom's house. We said no more your mom jokes. Get off it. Get off it.
How long has it been gone? 74 days. All right, we're going to start out at a mile. So what's the takeaway? Did they not look around the house?
So here's the deal. Tortoises, they live for like over 100 years, okay? So this thing was only, I think they said it was like 20 years old. It's 17 years old. So it's a teenager. So this is teenage antics. That's all it is. He ran away from home.
How do we know this isn't like a 80-year-old tortoise that ran away from his house 3 blocks down?
Right. So
that's how far it got the other way.
You want to hear the best part? So this is one of the best parts. That when he got back home, it says that the Cole family presented him with a plate of watermelon, which is his favorite food, right? So the rescuers, when they found him, they spotted the 150-pound tortoise while he grazed a construction site near his lifelong home. His family, who owned the 15-year-old, he's 15, sorry, since he was just an egg, can't figure out how he could evade capture for so long. He's not quick on his feet, and he makes for a substantial landmark. His shell's about 3 feet long, and he looks similar to a rock.
I was going to say,
I got news for you. How about if you try feeding every rock in the neighborhood some watermelon and see if it enjoys it? You found your tortoise, dumbass.
Before you said that, I was going to say, like, people on the construction side, like, hey, when are we going to move that rock? End of the build. Yeah. We don't need to move it right now. Or conversely, that was my worst guess. That was my first guess. My second guess was, did someone throw it in a porta potty and use a smaller tortoise to hold the door shut?
Yeah. Well, I would have loved it if it had been like they found a
goose in a porta potty being held shut by the tortoise.
No, they found an Italian guy with a mustache jumping off of him. It's like, no, that's Mario. That's not what happens to all tortoises. You know? But that's the whole thing, is they're like, he's 150 pounds.
Right.
Okay? Listen.
That's what I get. Like, how did they not start looking like, all right, let's wrap in.
My son Chuck weighs 165 pounds, okay? I wouldn't lose him for that long. And he moves faster sometimes, unless you ask him to clean something.
Right.
He moves faster than that tortoise does. So, but yeah,
Ma, down at the construction yard, they got a rock looks just like what you say,
Solomon.
Solomon?
Yeah.
Looks just like him. That rock was eating watermelon and
I was
everything.
Say, could you imagine one of them workers and they turn around and they got their lunchbox and they're like, I'll be damned. The watermelon's missing out of my lunchbox and the only thing sitting there is that rock. You know what I mean? It's like those memes where like, it's been day 71. So far, they've not noticed I've infiltrated the construction site. Yeah. What are you guys building? Watermelon factory? Yeah. He's doing the old Charlie Brown. You got a rock. he's doing the old Charlie Brown. But when they said that, when they said, because it's right in here, his rescuer spotted the 150-pound tortoise. Dude, this ain't something small that's hiding in the tall grass.
Like, visited the Tennessee countryside. Like, is there like a store right next door to their house called Tennessee Countryside? Because it didn't see the Tennessee countryside.
There's old men playing checkers on his back. Right. Just sitting in rocket chairs.
I saw the Cracker Barrel. You guys got watermelon in here?
So I thought you'd get a kick out of that, but I mean, that's got to be slower than the OJ chase, right? I mean, it's got to be slower.
The juice is on the loose.
Oh, man. Oh. But no, again, there's so much wrong with that. But the first thing I thought of was, that's how I'd look for my dog.
You know what would be great is if you got a phone call and it said, look out your front door, and you go out on your porch and you see someone maybe like 50 yards down going, you got to be kidding me.
Is this your turtle? Is this it? I'm in your yard. Is this it?
Literally like, all right, call us if you see anything. We're gonna start the search.
They got a candlelight vigil going on at night.
6 a.m. We're gonna start the search. All right, everyone like spread out. 6:02. Yeah, hello? Did you get lost? No. Just look outside. Are you kidding me?
So the best part would be as if they went ahead and said, we've had 3 people injured. They tripped over the rock in the front yard. We've airlifted 3 people from the property with broken ankles. Worse than Dak Prescott.
You see someone with a snapped axle? What happened? I hit a rock on the way over.
Yeah. And it must have been hard because it totally spit out its watermelon. It's so hard that rock lost its watermelon. But again, when you be like, hey, I got an idea. That looks like my turtle, but it's probably a rock.
Yeah.
Try to feed it some watermelon.
Don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know?
Like, seriously, where do you start your search that you didn't see it?
Yeah. And how negative is that for this turtle's self-confidence? Like, dude,
They probably went by, hey, guys.
This is the worst game of hide and seek we've ever played as a family. This is terrible. Wow. He gets back. He tells the gerbil, don't leave. They'll never find you. Wow.
Yeah, don't go hide in the stuffed animals. They'll never find you. That one stuffed animal just keeps moving. I don't get it.
Yeah. And he's eating the shit out of my fruit platter. It's really pissing me off.
I mean, they could have put a piece of watermelon on their porch and 74 days later the other way, they'd have been back.
Right.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
I was just up the street.
So I have an animal that moves at the speed of nothing, and I know he loves watermelon. I might bait him.
What would be really funny, though, is if they find out later that he actually made it like 10 miles away and he was on his way back when they found him.
He's got a stamp that says Paris, France. Yeah. He's like a travel sticker, like he's luggage. Holy cow, where'd you go, Solomon?
New York City. He wanted to go see Super Nintendo World.
Yeah.
See his buddies.
He's over in Italy. I'm looking for that Mario son of a bitch. I'm going to kill him.
He wiped out an entire family tree.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
See, I should have saved that one for last. That might have been the best one.
Oh, there's another one?
I have one more.
Uh-oh.
I have one more. German wild pig. I stay with animals this time. German wild pig steals laptop from nudist. So this one.
There's so much going on.
That's the whole thing. So I have just like the Cliff's Notes.
I don't need clothes, but I need to check my Google.
So
Mac, is this you?
So they're in.
Wait, we've already talked about Germany.
Yeah.
Using a laptop. We've talked about Mac coming out of the shower in the previous episode.
Yeah.
Was this Mac?
Yeah. He's drinking his freshly ground coffee. This is Mac. He had a very pungent odor about him, like what's it called? Tobacco?
Yeah. For men.
For men. So basically, people were watching these wild pigs come out, and they weren't scared of them, which to me is kind of weird because wild pigs can be really like
the feral pigs. Sure.
Yes. But it came out, and I guess this guy was in the water. So he's at a nudist beach or whatever, but he's in the water. And the pig ate the man's pizza while he swam in a nearby lake. Okay. So then they saw that she had two piglets with her, and then they grabbed the bag containing the laptop. Like they just like grab the strap and they have it and they take off. So amidst the cheers of fellow parkgoers, the man chased down the boar and got back his computer. Everyone clapped as he returned to his nude sunbathing. Okay, my brain. First off, if I get a standing ovation for catching a pig, but I did it naked, you're all clapping it for my junk. I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, I would say, was it clapping or was everyone just jumping them down? And their junk was slapping, Yeah.
So I've never been to a nude beach, mostly because they won't have me. But
nope.
Yeah, nope. Nah.
Back it up.
But I gotta think that probably everybody's not a specimen. You know what I mean? That's like to be awed and oogled over. So anyway, I couldn't picture myself naked chasing a pig to get back my computer.
Taking a pizza to the nude beach is like when Planet Fitness has pizza night, I think, right?
Our holders will hold a full-size shake from McDonald's. Hot chocolate? Let me check. Yeah, let me check. But no, I would basically I would just clap. I'd hold both hands up, you know what I mean? And just clap. When they're clapping, I'd be like, thank you. And in my head, I would convince myself,
yeah,
that's for this guy down here.
Yeah,
that's for this guy. It's not because I just ran down a feral pig and got back my laptop bag, By the way, what do you think they're going to do with your laptop What do you have on that laptop that's so incriminating?
Well, they can
that you feel the
damage it.
need. But I mean,
You think eventually they're just going to let it go and you go get it?
right. So I mean, basically, you just need to follow and see they're going to lose interest in this thing. They can't eat it. You know?
Yeah, I think chasing makes it worse because now they think it's a game or
It's a game, or now they're feared, and now you're going to find that there's something bigger than them.
Yeah.
You got two piglets running away with this, you know,
like your bag is going to slap around while you're chasing them
And break it.
and your laptop.
and break it. Right? Yeah, your bag, and the one they're dragging.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
First off, if they have that bag and they're running away with it, I'd definitely chase them. Oh, so much pain.
Yeah.
You believe that? But I don't get it. And then they come back to like nothing but cheers.
Right.
You know, like, hey, great job. No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that no one paid attention to him before that, but he had to.
Yeah.
He had to have a pig run off with his bag before they're like, oh, that guy's here.
That's like the worst pickup line ever. Okay, so my buddy's going to release these two pigs. They're going to grab my computer bag. It's like the, what's that, the Big Daddy movie? Remember when he's like, help me, I
Right.
can't find my dad.
Why are you taking a laptop to a nude beach?
That's the other thing too. It's like, isn't there certain things,
Yeah, 'cause
pizza aside, okay, I'm going on a picnic. What am I bringing? Probably a pizza.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, do the other, like, laptops and phones and everything, those have cameras on them? There should be probably some rules about taking cameras to
you're right.
a nude beach.
You're right. Well, and you wouldn't need to look at racy stuff on your laptop because it's all right around you laying on sheets. So you're fine.
He's catching up on some work, doing some writing.
Yeah,
Some people got to be free when they're being creative.
Hopefully he's
you
in
know?
a Zoom meeting.
Maybe it's Dr. Seuss as green eggs and ham and they got pissed. Like, we're taking his stuff.
Hey, Hans, are you wearing anything? I can see you're not wearing a shirt. And based on the people behind you, I have to assume you're not wearing pants.
Worst Zoom meeting ever. Where are you at?
Yeah.
You have a palm tree in the background.
What's the visual equivalent of mute? Because I'm going to need you to do that right now.
Yeah. If you could take your bag and cover, not that one, cover up the camera, I'd appreciate it. Not that one. But no, like I said, this story I thought was going to be like the funniest when I read it.
that turtle one.
The turtle one, because of the spin you could put on it, was so much better.
Are you kidding me? Is this your turtle?
Yes. Yeah. Well, what if you combine the two? The turtle took the guy's laptop bag, and the guy's chasing it.
74 days later, he just turns around. He's like, "Oh, I could have just waited."
Oh man, the cord's still plugged into the wall. He didn't make it that far. It's still plugged in. Yeah, yeah. So, all right. So that's the weird news stories. I thought it was pretty good ones.
Yeah, no, that was much better than last week, or 2 weeks ago.
I thought
These double episodes are killing us.
Yeah, they are killing us. Someone needs to stop taking vacations to the wonderful
Yeah, how much
world.
time off does the boss of Audiohive Podcast Studio give you? Seems like a lot.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
I don't never have to work.
Based on your phone still being in your hand, I'm
let's,
guessing you got
It's
lots
my
of time.
anniversary. I have to go.
And you're going to Iowa?
Going to Dubuque.
Oh, big
Yeah.
spender.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
We can tell you where the biggest frying pan is, where the biggest bowl is, where
Hey,
the biggest gnome is.
Does
Dubuque?
your wife get turned on by gnomes? Because if so, I have got a story for you.
we went through Des Moines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dubuque's
Des Moines,
way up
but-
in the north, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah. It's right up.
Dubuque might be by that one.
It's by Minnesota.
Oh, because I wanted to go see that one fountain, but it was way too far north.
Yeah,
I couldn't
that
go see
was
it.
northwest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's plug your people down. Who's moving into the one on the end? The unit at the end?
Oh, Off-Brand.
What do they do?
Well, that's the clothing line, Off-Brand. Their podcast has not launched yet.
Are they going to record here?
They have been.
Okay.
They're doing like videos.
So they're putting, is it like a clothing store that's going to go in down
Yeah.
there?
Mm-hmm.
At the business at the end.
Really?
The old studio down there.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been coming in here and doing videos, and I think they have they're building like a kind of retro, early 90s looking website, and there's going to be like a TV player on there, like an old school tube TV, and I think it's going to have their videos that they record here playing on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's more reason to come down and visit Audiohive Podcast Studio.
Yeah. That and the shower between the two of them.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to come here?
Might make
Exactly.
some t-shirts, see if they want to sell them there. Give me a little cut.
Wait, why are you trying to get in on everything?
Yeah. Hey,
Oh, sure. And I have a business idea. It's like, no,
hey,
that's not what this podcast is about.
if you get a little cut, call me.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of little cut, wee. So anyway,
Timestamp.
we're just gonna call this one timestamp.
I think
I'm
we
gonna tell you
have
that
to.
right now. So that was all the interesting stories I had.
I think timestamp for the first episode and stamp time for the second one.
Can I? I want to tell one more story.
You go right ahead.
This happened to me. It was last week that I didn't tell last week that I really wanted to, and I forgot.
Well, we didn't catch up this week, so
Right. Yeah, we didn't catch up at all. So anyway, this happened to me. Have you ever, and I know we've all been there, where you root for like the worst possible outcome because it's going to bring you the most comedic pleasure, if you will, or you're going to laugh the hardest, like at somebody else's, I won't say demise, like this person didn't die, but at their I don't know, a negative outcome for something for them. I don't know how to put it. Like I wanted something bad.
Fruit. You want?
Yeah, I wanted something bad to happen to somebody for my own personal entertainment. Right.
Yeah.
And so flashback to I'm somewhere in a drive-through waiting for
Hot chocolate?
possibly. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely yes. But anyway,
At
as
some Mick restaurant.
yes, so as I'm in line, I watch an employee come out of the restaurant that has a large drink. They haven't put the straw in it yet, but they have this large drink. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, they walk like in front of my vehicle because I'm in line waiting. So they just cut in front and go to their car, and they set it on top of their car. Well, they set it on top, and I notice it's leaning to the left, to the driver's side, because the roof is kind of bubbled.
It's crowned, right? Yeah.
So instead of sliding it over where it sits flush, you're putting it there. So now my brain goes to, please sit down in the car before you realize the cup's on the roof. Because the sitting of motion, this person was, if me and you stood together and put on one T-shirt, right in there. Okay?
Yeah, so more than a biscuit.
More than a biscuit, probably a biscuit over 4. Maybe a biscuit over 4 1/4. So anyway.
Like a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit?
Don't know.
From some place?
Possibly. From some store. So anyway, I'm waiting patiently. So they're lighting their cigarette, they're doing all this other stuff. I'm like, sit down in the car. I mean, I'm like chanting this to myself. I'm so angry that I want this to happen, you know? And so finally she puts her hand on the cup and I'm like, oh no, she wasn't. She was grabbing her keys off the roof right next to the cup, but she's looking at her phone.
And now
she sits down in the car. Sploosh! We have splashdown. I'm like, yes! I'm in the car going, yes! I'm so excited. And I'm like, and again, very negative. If this person was only on break, they are now douched, as our word was, right?
Well, your word, sure.
Yeah. They're now doused. We'll
Yeah.
go doused. Okay, so they're douched with soda, right? Back, timestamp this.
Yeah, please.
But with soda, and so if they have to go back into work, that kind of sucks. But it brought me so much joy to know that I rooted for the cosmos to make that happen. And it happened. And you've ever felt that way? I mean,
Well,
even if it wasn't somebody's demise, you know?
So I was on Broadway Street here in Joliet driving home one day by an ice cream place.
Gotcha.
But right next to me, to the left of me, there was, I can't remember all the details, but it was a giant red, hideous truck that had some obnoxious grill on the front, like chrome flames, real big. And I hated that truck with all of my being. And I was just like, oh my God, that is the worst truck I've ever seen in my life. And half a second later, a car blew through an intersection and just demolished it. Right there in front of my eyes.
Okay.
David's like, do you ever wish for someone who's like, well,
Hey, Brian.
I do the killing.
Yeah.
I do the killing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's,
It was a big truck.
witnessed-
I think the guy was fine.
I witnessed a death. Right.
It wasn't a T-bone. It clipped the front and just ripped off the grill. That was the most offensive part.
Wow.
I hate you, grill.
But it's still just the way your story, I was like, what happened to this guy?
went
Like
dark.
his tire went flat or this or that. No, he got hit by a train moments later. It's the Coors Light train, yeah.
Well, all right. To save our karma, I will tell a story that happened to me. So that happened to me. I was on break. I spilled my coffee on my shirt at work, and I was able to wash it all up. And now I have this giant wet stain on my shirt.
Which was your nickname in high school?
Right.
Wet stain.
Wet stain.
Yeah.
And then at work, some of the places have shrink wrap machines, so they have a heat gun.
Yeah.
So I was using that to dry my shirt. So someone asked me a question. Now I'm going back and forth in emotion, so I'm not in one spot at the same time.
Now,
So
do you have vinyl in the front of your shirt or anything or no?
No, it's just a regular shirt.
Just regular shirt. Okay.
And So I'm moving it back and forth in a motion. But someone asks me a question, and I'm answering their question, which makes my arms stop because I'm focusing on their question.
Oh no,
And
where were you
suddenly,
aiming?
It was right at my chest,
Okay.
like right underneath, like right between the belly button and the nips, right in that area.
Gotcha.
And I just forget that I'm supposed to be moving this back and forth until I feel suddenly my stomach chest area is on fire. And I look down, and you know when like a old time film gets caught in the projector and it like starts to bubble and spread apart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to my shirt. It literally just went blah, and like I look down and there's like a giant burned hole in my shirt. Luckily I have an undershirt on. It's turning brown. But then I literally went and like I put all that down and like kind of put my arms over my chest like I'm angry, and then went and got my bag and slung that over myself, and I was like, I gotta go. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm going home. See you later. And I just left. I just walked right out. And luckily I had a t-shirt in the car that I changed into, and then that shirt made it into a gas station garbage can.
But so you were talking to somebody watching this happening?
Well, I was looking down. I was watching myself. I was making sure I was doing it. And they asked me a question.
But the conversation you're having with somebody else
I picked my
there.
head up. Well, they can't see me because there's a piece of equipment.
Okay.
They can just see my arm go back and forth.
Okay.
So for them, they probably thought I was Brian when we leave the studio.
Yeah.
Timestamp this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why is my stomach so hot? Uh-oh. And it was just gone.
See, but maybe it's different though when someone else is wishing it on somebody.
Well, that's what I was trying to save our karma by saying like, because you wish someone
Something
would
bad
get
happened
wet.
to you.
Brian
Yeah.
wished someone would be slaughtered in a vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah.
I just wanted the vehicle to be
No,
destroyed.
you have like the word.
Yeah.
Bryce, we got to start.
I do the killing.
Yeah, he does the killing. I don't know why it
Why
keeps
is
going
it
down.
so?
I don't know.
Hit that button harder.
I do the killing.
Yeah, they're touch sensitive for some reason.
Oh, then you got to hit him hard.
No, like when I touch it.
I do the killing. I do the killing.
Okay.
There you go. You got it.
All right.
But
Timestamp that. We're going to take that out.
timestamp that. We'll clean that one up. But no, I'm just laughing because we start with Brian, and I think like, okay, it's going to be a story.
Yeah.
And like we got to start. I guess the next time when he's like, so this one morning in September, and
No.
you know
No.
what?
Timestamp this.
Yeah,
I'm serious. This is
you know.
leaving. This is getting cut out.
Brian, your stories go in the worst, darkest way. It's all that patchouli you've been sniffing at work.
You need to cut all this out. From when I started hitting I do the killing buttons to right now, gone.
I think you're right.
I think that checks out. Ladies and gentlemen, for Damon and Brian, this has been Ted. Thank you for listening to this double part episode of That Checks Out. We'll see you again next week.
Dude.
You really think it's bad? I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he was fine.
What?
Oh, are you talking about your part? I was talking about his part.
You
where
can't
he's
even
like,
reassure it though. You're like, oh well, you know. But
I mean, I did just keep driving.
yeah. That'll buff out. He's gonna be fine.
Do you have any witnesses for the report? No.
No. Did anybody see this happen? Just the guy who was cheering.
Yeah, you were quiet last week.
Brian's loud once
Super
again
quiet.
now. Brian's good.
But oh, my headphones are not.
Yeah. The sound technician. I don't know what's wrong.
You got to push that button in the back, Brian.
Hold on, I gotta reboot the whole system, guys. Just flip that switch. Okay, I'll try that first.
This,
Let's put it this way. I one time in my life put a... Is this where you're at today? You might want to make a double bash, Brian. You're gonna
I'm gonna need a sound drop of that.
Is this a nicer TV than you have in your home? 'Cause I would find out. Where you going? I'm going down to the studio so I can watch the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The game. There's no games on today.
He's got the one we grew up with, the big box,
Yeah.
but it's out. So he's got a smaller black and white TV on top of it at home. He's like, man, I sure miss the studio. Man. Remember those, though? The cabinet that was the TV, the stereo, everything all in one? The TV would break, and you'd be like, well, the stereo still works, and it looks like a piece of furniture. Yeah.
Yeah, we had one of those in our front room.
2 turntables and a microphone? That's where it's at.
That is where it's at. Mine.
There's a reference you get, you scumbag.
Wow. Wow.
You're both wow.
I know. Because that was a bit much. We had ones that had RCA plugs.
I don't like
in
my
the back.
age being challenged this early in the morning.
We had ones that RCA plugs in the back, so I hooked a CD player up to it.
Yeah.
So I could blow CDs through the
through the
wooden
old
cabinet.
speakers. Yeah.
It's shaking the china.
No, we had a really nice one. And then remember when you get those with the Big Mac, you would get
The 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion, sesame seed bun.
yeah, you get the
records.
little record.
Yeah.
And so we'd put it in there, and then we'd do the whole
that,
the skipping thing,
you
where
put
you
a quarter on it, so it actually wouldn't be like you all really rowdy.
Yeah.
They were cardboard records. Is the point, Brian? That's what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, but you'd sit there and DJ it up.
Yeah,
You'd be
you DJ
spinning
it up, 'cause you wouldn't care if you-
You'd be doing all that
Because in
stuff.
our heads, we're like, we don't care if we ruin these records. What we weren't thinking is
We're ruining the
needle.
stereo and the needle. Yeah.
Well, that's not what we were thinking.
Yeah, no, all the time. My mom would be like, what happened? I don't know what happened to the needle. I've never gone through needles like
suddenly
this
she's
in my
putting on
life.
Fleetwood Mac albums, and
Yeah.
it's just,
They don't make them like they used to, Mom.
Yeah, I don't know. Needles.
this was made in 1941. I don't know, Mom.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably too old then. That's probably what it was.
Weird. Nowadays, I would have a video of my kids doing that in the house because I have cameras. You have everything. So I'd be like, "Oh, look, there's DJ Chuck ruining my radio, my record player." Yeah. It's called Grounded. That's what it's called.